Hi all, this is Jack. It is Saturday, well now it's Sunday I guess, about, it's 1:11 a.m. Sorry this is a little late, I had a very busy day, and so this is my video for Valentine's Day week. First update on my Valentine's Day, my day actually went really great. It started by watching this amazing movie called Dead Hooker in a Trunk, which was by my new favorite directors, the Soska sisters, who make, they're Canadian directors who make horror films. But they make really good horror films. And then my day was typical, and I found out they were doing $14 Valentine's Day tattoos because it's the 14th plus $6 tips, so 20 total, at one of my favorite shops where I've gotten tattoos for a lot of events like that before. Um, so I went with a couple of my best friends and spent the rest of the day hanging out with them. We ended up having to rain check till today from Valentine's Day to get our actual tattoos because it was really, really late because they had a lot of people. But I got it today, and what did I get? Obviously, it was from a flash sheet, which means that if you don't know that, it was pre-designed, so, but you need to pick from that set of images, but I liked it. Um, I got this. It's a heart. Obviously, it says mom. Originally, it was meant to have any name on it, but um, relationship, kiss of death. Kiss of death. Take this from a person who knows and has interesting tattoos from past relationships. I don't regret any of them because it means that at some point in my life I was dedicated enough to someone and loved them enough to want to get them marked on my skin, but it's still not a good choice. I got mom because my mom has been the most supportive person in my life lately, and I thought she should be recognized for that, and I love her a lot. Okay, anyway, on to the dating idea. So the first thing to talk about was when to come out to people we're dating. I come out kind of, I mean, I guess for me that's not as much of an issue because I'm out to anyone who's important to me. Obviously, I don't go around telling every single person I meet, oh, I'm a trans man, but it's not something that I feel people who are very close to me would end up disliking me for. Um, so, significant people in my life already know, and those who become significant are informed about it as soon as I feel comfortable with them. As far as dates, I'm upfront about it. I'll tell them before I even agree to go on a date with them, because if they're gonna not want to be around me or be with me because I'm trans, then obviously they're not someone I want in my life. So why waste time and effort investing in them? Um, as far as when to come out to people we're dating, obviously I think that it's good to do it before, but if not, I think some of the easiest ways to do it is, or some of the most safe, I guess, ways to do it is obviously talking to them in a calm, safe setting where everyone feels like it's a non-threatening environment. Obviously, don't do it while they're driving down the freeway or something because it might catch them off guard. Do it in a safe environment where you think they'll be most comfortable and you'll be most comfortable because both of you need to feel emotionally safe and physically safe, obviously. Um, Another good way is to do it in writing, because I know for me personally, sometimes I write things out because I feel if I try to talk about it, I might get nervous. Oh, sorry, I'm outside. I might get nervous and then say something that I don't mean or say the wrong thing and not explain what I mean clearly. So if I do it in writing, then I can check it over before I give it to someone. And then I can also know for sure what I've said to them, so I know if they ask questions, I can I can kind of anticipate what questions they'll ask. Um, how to take rejection. That sucks. Rejection fucking sucks for anyone. I don't care who you are. Oh, by the way, my lips look ridiculously pink right now because they're chapped as fuck. Anyway, rejection. If you establish early on that you're trans, then it's less harsh to take the rejection because you're not as invested in the person. Like if you meet someone and then you decide to go on a date with them, and before your first date with them, you tell them you're trans, and they reject you for it, then obviously it's going to be less painful than if you are on your seventh date with them and they reject you because you've put a lot more effort and time in then. Um, when rejection happens, the main focus should not be in convincing them that you are who you say you are, because if they're rejecting you, then that's that's on them. It's not on you. It's not your responsibility to fix their perception. However, you should focus on maintaining your own stability and reaffirming who you are to yourself, not trying to be not and don't try to become who they think you should be, because then you won't be happy. Because if you're not true to yourself, you can never be happy, not significantly anyway. The other way to deal with rejection is that to remember, if you come out and then they leave you, it fucking sucks. But you have to just keep reminding yourself that if you weren't able to be true to yourself, then obviously you couldn't have been happy. And you have to remember that you can't settle for content. Being content, living as a gender that's not your true gender in that relationship, you may be content because you are with the person who you're in love with, but you won't be happy because you can't be yourself. So don't settle for less than that, because you'll if you live a happy, healthy, and stable life, and you're fine with yourself, then when rejection happens, it'll be a lot easier to deal with. It'll still hurt. It'll still fucking suck. But it'll be easier to handle because you'll be able to be okay with yourself still and not need that other person's opinion to make you feel like you are a whole person. Dating as a trans man. I think for me, it doesn't really have to be rocket science. I mean, we're trans, we're a unique community, but being trans is only one part of us. We're also guys of many different types. We have fears, we have dreams, hobbies, passions, quirks. We're more than just any single part of ourselves, and being trans is just another part. Obviously, for a lot of us, it's a very significant part. It may even be the part we put the most weight on. Like some of us want to become activists, me included. But so obviously, it's a major part of my identity, but it's not who I am completely. Like, yeah, I'm a trans man. I'm also half Japanese. I also have orangish, blondish hair. I'm also a musician. I'm also a student. You have to remember, you're more than just trans. You are who you say you are to yourself. And if you confine yourself to that as your identity, then rejection will be a lot harder if it happens based on just that one concept. Dating as trans is also a little bit more difficult in that I've noticed for myself it's harder to find places to date. So a lot of us turn to online stuff, but that's kind of our generation anyway. And then also for anyone, not just for being trans, the distance of being over the internet protects us somewhat. If you are choosing to date online, then be very careful about what you reveal about yourself so you don't get hurt. If you choose to reveal you're trans in a public location, then don't reveal like your address or your phone number or anything that people could use to hurt you. I've had interesting experiences in the past when I was young. I feel old now. When I first got out of high school and was living in Utah, and so I know firsthand that you have to be very careful what you reveal to other people online. No Craigslist. That's the next one. Craigslist is a scary, scary place, and do not trust it. And that leads to the next one, which is another important thing about dating as a trans person or any person is to remember to be careful about sex. Safe sex. No STDs, no pregnancies that are unwanted. And one of the things that being trans may actually impact is that your partner is who you're sleeping with may not be aware of what precautions need to be specifically taken for trans men. So you need to make sure that you're informed and that you inform them so that everyone can be safe and have like a healthy interaction with each other. I think the last thoughts on dating is that dating as a trans person is that honestly, dating and relationships are not everything. Like, I'm single, but I'm happy. It's not that I'm avoiding a relationship, or if the right person came along, I would say no. I'm not gonna run away or anything like that. But having your life revolve around actively trying to seek a relationship isn't healthy. If you feel like you're not whole unless you're in a relationship, then you're not ready to be in a relationship. You have to be able to be emotionally stable and okay with yourself before you can hope to be emotionally stable and okay for or with someone else. Because you're going to also have to deal with their thoughts and opinions, which may differ from yours, but shouldn't shake your core of who you are. Remember that, like, you don't have to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner to be a happy, whole person and a man. It doesn't make you any less of a person or any less whole or any less anything just because you don't have a significant other. So, focusing your life completely around it can be stressful because then if you're trying to juggle people, it's hard. If you're worrying about having to come out to people constantly, it's hard. So, take the stress off yourself and focus on making sure that your life is happy for you. Live your life for you, and the right person will come along. Obviously, I'm not saying don't seek them out if you want to, but don't make your life revolve around that because that's kind of codependent and it leads to that a lot of the time. I know that from my own experience again. So, once you're happy with yourself and who you are, you can be sure that the right person will eventually come along. Anyway, that's all I got for today. So, hope you guys have a nice week.